Max,
Hey!
we're back.
Who is this stunning woman sitting with us?
You know, I think someone just fell from the sky in this room.
I mean, she walked in, and I got to tell you, there was sort of like a light around her, like the whole room changed.
Like,
It could be an X Factor thing. I'm not blowing smoke though. I'm objectively looking at this woman who walked in.
like all the chakras aligned.
Yeah, and it just felt really good, and she's very, very beautiful, and you had just played me her singing, and I don't like listening to people sing, and I thought that I'm talking about her like she's not in the room.
Let's introduce her.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest today. Her name is Rachel A.O. She's a wonderful, beautiful singer-songwriter who, I have to, full disclosure, I'm her drummer, and I brought her in because she's an incredibly interesting person. So let's welcome her to Guys Day In, Rachel A.O.
That name is so interesting.
Hello.
What's with the A.O.? What is that?
So my last name is actually Atiamo Obeng.
Ooh.
Yeah, my dad is from Ghana,
Oh, wow.
West Africa. So growing up, everyone slaughtered our name. So they just kind of kept calling us the AOs, Rachel AO, the AO family. So.
Yeah.
And as an artist, AO is just so short and sweet, instead of my full name, Atiamo Obeng. Introducing Rachel Atiamo Obeng. It's
That could be
it's
tough.
kind of
for
a mouthful.
Dumb shits.
Yeah.
For a dumb shit, that would be tough.
And,
Yeah.
I've heard it all. I've heard all the translations of it. Atamo, Abango, Atimo, Omeng. I'm like,
You're tired of
come on.
correcting people.
I
on your name.
am.
So we're going to go with A.O. Now, is Dad still with us?
Yes, he is.
Good.
Yeah.
Is he proud of you?
He is.
Because you left Detroit to come sing in Los Angeles. That's a big move.
Yeah.
Why hadn't you done it sooner?
Because I wasn't ready, I don't think, maturity-wise. In my 20s, I would be, wild here.
Really?
So I'm I need to, learn some life lessons before I, come to L.A. and get into all of it, so.
Are we talking the mean streets of Detroit or suburbs?
Suburbs.
Yeah, because I was born in East Lansing.
Okay.
Okay? And in the old days, I would go to Detroit, and it was very intimidating architecturally. That's the
Yeah.
only way it was intimidating to me. Because I was used to city folk, and I was used to urban decay, but we're talking about futuristic buildings erupting out of rubble. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me. It looked like RoboCop,
Yeah.
which takes place in futuristic Detroit. You know what I'm talking about,
I
Lorenzo?
do. I've never been there, but yes, I know the whole thing.
There's some crazy-ass steel futuristic buildings from what I remember. But maybe it was I'm looking at it in a dream state.
Maybe you're looking at it some also fantasy, kind of exaggerated childhood memory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it was actually not as dark, but you want it to be darker.
Right. Yeah.
And as a child, it's just bigger because you're a child. And
Correct.
Yeah.
wow,
But I'm a Michigander, and there's not a lot
That's
going on in
awesome.
that state. Yeah?
That's cool. Yeah, that you're a Michigander.
Yeah.
I'm from Midland, Michigan. I grew up. I was born in Detroit, grew up in Midland, Michigan, which is north of Detroit, 2 hours north.
Okay.
And then I moved back down to the Detroit area and lived in Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Alone or with your family?
Alone. 'Cause
Okay.
I went to Eastern Michigan for school,
Oh, okay.
and then I just stayed in Ann Arbor.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you sing there?
Not really. I actually took a break from all music things because I was going to grad school and
To do what?
applied behavior analysis.
What is that?
It's a science that B.F. Skinner, he's the founder of it. It's a psychology.
Oh.
Basically, you use the science for what I did with children with autism.
Oh, wow.
So applied behavior.
Obviously, there's a market for that since
yeah.
everyone has autism.
Well,
Everybody.
everyone's on the spectrum, they
Yeah.
say. But
Do you
yeah.
think that's true?
I do.
And most of them go undiagnosed.
A lot of people do, yes. And
Yeah.
a lot of them are females because, in general, they don't diagnose females.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah, you see it. You see more of a diagnosis in males.
So there's a
than
prejudice
females.
against labeling women as being on the spectrum? Females?
I wouldn't say prejudice. I would just say that they're overlooked because it's primarily found in males, so people just kind of overlook
Right.
females.
But the number of females on the spectrum is huge. Just
I
undiagnosed.
yeah, there's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
But going back to the singing, even though you gave it up a little bit to go to school, you told me you sang as a child all the time.
I did, yeah.
You know,
I did
your
a
dad
lot
would
of-
like throw you into public situations. Hey, honey, go sing. You know.
Yeah, I did a lot of like musical theater, like church theater, like productions. Jonah and the Whale, and like all of those kinds of things.
A lot of churches.
Angels Aware.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you shake off the church, or you still use the church for your work and inspiration stuff?
not really. No, I
No,
don't.
you're not really a religious guy.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
More,
especially with the science
Yeah.
side of yourself now.
I'm definitely more of a spiritual person than
Yeah.
religious, like organized religion.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
But your childhood was a lot of that.
Yes, a lot of that. I was in dance classes, like ballet, tap, jazz. Like when I was 4 years old, I was like performing on stage in front of like 1,400 people, like doing dance recitals.
Hey, me too.
That's great. But yeah, you were not nervous at all. I mean, you came natural to you. And
I was not nervous. I was actually very like, the stage was like very comfortable for me. And there was one time where I got mad at the audience because you know how little kids dance and then people laugh because
Yeah,
it's
sure.
cute. It's cute.
Yeah.
And like after the performance, like we were all going off stage, I stopped in the middle of the stage and stuck my tongue out at the audience. I was just like,
Please tell me that's on video.
it is.
I don't know.
It is.
And please
It's
tell
in
me.
the archives. It is in the archives somewhere.
Please do that at our next gig.
Yeah.
Especially in LA. LA audiences sometimes deserve that.
They do.
I know. It's true.
Did
So I
you
was
have a lot of
sassy.
friends growing up? Were you surrounded by people who were like-minded and wanted to perform like you?
I think through the church, like that was primarily who I had a lot of friends from because our parents all met at a singles Bible study and they ended up getting married within that group. So then they had kids and then all of us kids became friends and like it was like this huge extended family kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were all in the church musicals together and everything. And I went to parochial school as well. So, yeah, I did grow up very religious. I did have some friends there, but it was really hard for me to make friends because I lived in a community where there weren't a lot of black people.
Yeah.
So, kids would be like, oh, she's dirty. We don't want to play with her. You know what I mean?
White girls would say that on the playground?
Oh, yeah.
Not to your face.
Not to my face, but to my face, they would just snub me, like look at me weird, And
I assure you, they are infinitely more filthy than our guest.
Oh, I'm sure.
Especially as adults now.
But it makes you grow up feeling very alone.
Yeah.
And feeling like,
definitely.
you get kind of insular. It's like, okay, my life is up to me.
Yeah.
You can't depend on anybody. You basically, not that you're a loner, but it kind of makes you just sort of not trust anybody.
Yeah,
I can see that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Would you say you were the only black girl in a lot of the classes?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah, no wonder. I was going to, because I do kind of get a lone wolf vibe off of you. Like, you have a fierce independence, like you don't need people
Yeah,
a little bit.
That's true.
And it could come from a lot of that.
yeah.
I just hope people were nice to you, somewhat, when they weren't talking behind your back.
Here and there, yeah. It was
They
tough.
were just jealous.
it was hard. It was hard growing up in that environment,
Yeah.
And like a lot of it was racism, and I always like attributed it to be like something that was wrong with me personally, not like just because I was black. The things that people were saying and doing, I'm like, oh, it must be me. It must be
Right.
who I am. You know what I mean? So I took it very personally, and that was
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
something to like work that I had to work on overcoming.
Sure.
How'd you do that?
I moved away actually. I moved to Minneapolis when I graduated high
Oh!
school. Yep.
Around the time of Fifth Avenue and all that? No, you're much younger than I was. So that would be
I do know where Fifth Avenue is, though.
what year was that you went?
2006.
Oh, that's so much longer than I thought. I'm thinking like early 80s. Like, there's no way. That's amazing.
If that is
Yeah.
true, she looks amazing.
Yeah.
Black don't crack. What can you say?
The dimples.
That's right.
Wow. So,
yeah.
so what happened there?
So I moved away, and Minneapolis is a big city, so of course it's more diverse, and like I realized that how people were treating me was a lot different than what I grew up in, the environment I grew up in. And I'm like, wow, they're just treating me like I'm a person. They're not really looking at me and like being like, oh, here comes the black girl.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because everybody else is black. There's
Right.
different ethnicities, So it just kind of like made me realized that where I was before and how I was being treated had nothing to do with who I was, like, internally, like, as a person. It just was pure racism, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
kind of helped me to heal and overcome that, so.
So you adapted just fine.
Yeah, I love living in the city and being in an environment that was more, you know, diverse and there's more culture. And I mean, my dad's from Ghana, so I already, like, growing up, I had that kind of cultural background. And then my mom is white, so then I had, you know, I had both. Growing up, I had both.
Oh,
So
interesting.
I was very comfortable
And mom's still
in
with
those
us?
environments. Yes.
And are they still together?
Yep. Still
that's
married.
beautiful.
Still married.
Do you have
living
siblings?
independent. I do. Yeah, I have 2 brothers.
Do we like them?
I do. I mean, growing up, you hear my voice go up. I do. Yeah, I do.
They're
They're great.
No, they're really good guys. Rachel, what's going on?
No, I do. You know, it's hard. You know, it's hard being the only girl with 2 older brothers. They'd
Yeah.
always hang out, and I'd feel left out. But, like, now that we're older, I mean, I feel like we all appreciate each other more.
But
and
dudes are gross. And brothers are gross. And that's not what you need.
I was, like, used to hanging out with the boys, though. And, like, I'm
Yeah.
very comfortable around males. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, my brother, who's a year and a half older than me, him and I were always close growing up. Like, even as kids, we'd play together. And, like, in high school, he was a musician, and I was obviously a musician. I'd go to his shows. He was in a punk rock band. And
Oh, cool.
we'd go to other shows, be in the mosh pit together, and he'd help me up if I fell, you know. So,
Oh, that's cool.
It kind of gave you a toughness because you're tough.
yeah.
You know, I haven't known you for, you know, that many months, like going on 3 months. But, you know, you're not some little dainty flower. You're a tough
No.
girl.
Yeah.
Do you
So I think that
walk
helped.
to the car alone at night, or do you have a pepper spray? What do you got?
I don't have the pepper spray, but yeah, I do walk alone.
And you do a 360?
Yep. Just
When
look
you
around. Don't
look
wear your
around.
headphones. Make
Uh-huh,
sure no one's
uh-huh.
behind you. I actually did MMA before I came out here.
Okay.
So I like, boom, you know, like.
Because, you know, there could be some creepy fuck who sees you on stage and then afterward he violates your space.
Yeah.
And what are you going to
Yeah.
do?
I think I need to get the pepper spray.
Yeah.
Or a taser. You know,
Yeah,
they have like
yeah.
the 2-in-1. Like it's
Right.
like pepper spray and a
Yeah.
taser.
And there's a great new thing called the claw. And it's a claw that you click it and it goes,
Yeah.
and you slice it across a dude's face, and now you've got the DNA in the claw, and you can take that.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. She's already asked all the guys in the band to back her up, too, in case some guy gets weird.
Yeah,
So
well-
we'll do like a human shield against her.
Yeah.
They'll probably, you do that. Would you get involved in the human
Totally.
shield?
Yeah.
Do you-
I would back her up.
Can you see him in a human shield?
Yeah.
I could see
Maybe
it.
more like a human napkin.
She said she could see it.
I
There-
could
there you
see
go.
it.
That's good.
Yeah.
See, she's got confidence in her drummer.
Now,
I do.
As she should.
he's
And
a
the-
drummer and he wears a lot of muscle shirts. Did he wear a muscle shirt the first time you met him? Because I think that would be a turnoff.
He did. He had his little
That didn't
his
bother you?
tank top.
He didn't come at you with his arms like this with the musky armpit hair hanging out, did he?
No, I think we did a handshake.
We
maybe.
did a handshake. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's COVID and I didn't know.
I didn't know you.
I didn't
I'm like,
know
I'm not
you
hugging
and-
this guy from
Right,
Craigslist.
exactly.
It's like, I met this guy on
I
Craigslist.
didn't want to become part of the Me Too movement, like from the get-go, you know.
How is Craigslist still going?
I know.
I don't.
When
you
you
know.
said you met her on Craigslist,
I know.
and now I'm meeting her,
I
it's
know.
like
It's crazy.
This means Craigslist is a spectacular site to meet people.
Can be. You meet a lot of freaks, and we've had this conversation before. You have to weed through. Well, a lot
Because
of freaks
Rachel,
before
you came
meet
into
somebody
this
good.
home. You didn't know this guy. You
Yeah.
knew where the home was, but you came in here. Was it weird? Was there trepidation?
Well, when we first met, I met him at his studio.
Oh,
At
okay.
the
She came to my rehearsal studio.
Yeah.
Now, did you make sure to clean the bathroom in that pit of despair?
I'm not the janitor.
No,
there.
no. But if you're going to come and talk to her, you should have a little 409 and
No.
a roll of Lysol wipes and wipe down the toilet when she comes over.
I did not do that.
You should have done that. I would have done that. For
You would have
Rachel.
done that. You would
Yeah, because she gets there, she's like, I you know.
on the first day. You probably would have handed her wipes.
Yeah, well,
mo-
I want her to
I
be
know you.
comfortable. I want her to be.
She was comfortable.
I want her to feel safe and clean. I want her to know that the bowl is clean. That I put in that effort.
In
It's a
meeting her, my
musician's
first
toilet.
thought was not the toilet bowl.
Rachel, I would have cleaned the toilet for you.
I appreciate that. I do. I really do.
Because what if she has to pee when she shows up?
Did you walk away after the first day saying, Lorenzo's pretty cool, but that toilet bowl was a mess. I don't know about him.
I mean, it crossed my mind, of course.
See?
No, it was good.
Okay. I try to get my mind out of the toilet bowl,
Right.
so unlike you're in the toilet bowl all the time.
I mean, as long as you keep the toilet seat down, like I don't.
That I do. That I do.
She might
I
not
mean-
even sit on a toilet seat. She might stand over it and hover. And
I didn't get
Her
into
butt
that
never
on our
touches
first
the
day.
seat.
I was more concerned about actually playing her songs and maybe even writing a song with her.
Did you
which
have
we
a little-
actually did do.
You didn't have a little Frigidaire of white wine waiting for her?
That's a great idea. I've actually
Yeah.
thought about
Would it kill you to put a little fridge in there?
It would not kill me
That would
to
be
do
really
that.
nice.
That would be nice.
Some white wine and
We-
charcuterie.
We wouldn't get any work done. We'd have a fun party.
A little platter.
We wouldn't play one note of music.
A
I
little
would've.
platter of dried fruit and nuts.
Yeah. God, how much should I provide?
Yeah, are you
for-
making a mental note? She
Cheese.
likes her dry
God, I
fruit.
guess providing a free rehearsal room isn't enough. I got to provide wine and food. How about a massage? A foot massage?
Oh, yeah.
Masseuse?
Definitely.
Sure.
You
Okay.
just got to think.
I do. Can I actually have you come in and clean the toilet bowl for us?
Well, if she's coming, I'll do it.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
I'll give it a little scrub, but
All
I'm not
right.
getting too close
I
to
might
it.
hold you to that.
I do have a very funny. It's not very funny at all, but I do have a fridge story if you don't mind, real quick. So I live in a condo, and it came with a suite of appliances, and they all decided to die at once. Okay, and that was a real problem. So this was a couple weeks ago. So with obviously with supply chains and everything else, it was very difficult to get the new appliances into the house because we had to replace everything. So in that interim, there was no fridge. I had left for 2 weeks. I come home. My wife doesn't even know that the fridge is broken. I want white. Thank you.
Sorry, wine break.
Oh, reach. There we go.
That's a nice stretch. So I say to her, in the interim, I'm going to go to Lowe's and I'm going to buy a small fridge. What do you think? And she goes, I think that's a great idea. You can put it in your office. I said, I love that. And when we get the new fridge, it'll become the drink fridge. We'll put the ciders in there. We'll put the beers in there. We'll chill the wines and the sparklings in there. This is beautiful. So are you sure you're okay with this? Mind you, this is while we are waiting because we had already found all the new stuff. She goes, great, you go for it. Get a fridge. Great. I go, I find this beautiful little black fridge. I name it Little Joe. Every time I open it, talk like Joe Pesci. What are you doing in there? What are you doing? What the fuck you doing? What do you want? I want a cider, Little Joe. You want a cider? Yeah, here's a cider for you. It's nice and cold for you. What are you worried about? Thank you, Little Joe. I built a relationship with this little black fridge for the first week. And I was in love with it. And I was so excited that once we get the new fridge, I get to take all this crap out, milk and cheese and all that usual crap, put it in that fridge, and then this fridge becomes the exclusive bar fridge.
Nice.
You would think so, Rachel. What happens? We get the new fridge. I don't know why I have to whisper, but I feel that I do. And my wife goes, well, I guess you can take back the old fridge now.
No.
What?
What?
Can you put some really dramatic music, like sad violin, right here?
Yes, thanks for setting it all up.
And I said, what are you talking about? And I stared out the window, and I looked down on the street as the cars were driving by, and I'm like, do they have small fridges in their offices that were suddenly taken away by their wives? And listen, you got to pick your battles. You're not, are you in a relationship yet?
No. Not at
Yet,
all.
I mean,
absolutely not.
That's good. But you got to pick your battles. And this one, I had to eat a plate of shit.
So Little Joe has
Little
to go.
Joe. You know how hard it is to... I saved the box. Because those boxes, they come... Little fridges come
In
with
little
an
boxes.
open-ass bottom of the box.
Right.
So you just lift the box off and set it up, and there it is. I saved all of that material. So I had to go down to the garage, get all that material, bring it up, rebox, retape, and schlep that fucking fridge back to the Lowe's.
Oh,
Wow.
Little Joe.
Little Joe back.
Oh,
You know how much shit I got from my friends? You love that fridge.
I know.
Why would you do that?
But why didn't you just keep it? Because
Okay.
your wife didn't want you to.
Correct. And also,
But it's your office. You can do what you want, no?
Yeah.
but to be fair, she was right. You
Why?
guys, the way my office is laid out, you walk in, the only place you could put little Joe is right there when you walk in. So there's sort of an awkward, you got to go around little Joe. And I felt that the flow of the office, what do they do? That feng shui? The feng shui. The feng shui got obstructed.
Okay.
But little Joe wasn't worth that? Wasn't worth the little extra pivot going into the office?
I thought it was fucking worth it. I couldn't believe this fucking guy. I said, get some fucking balls. What, you going to listen to your wife? Be a man. He starts castrating me. Be a man and keep me. I took it away and I said, I came home. I closed the door. I locked it. I looked at my wife and I said, we never mention little Joe in this house.
Wow.
Devastating.
Wow. Which means now you have the right to win the next one. If she ever gets to like a little Nancy in her office.
Little Nancy!
No, little Nancy's not happening.
I wouldn't do that to her because if it makes her happy, I'm not going to do that.
Wow, you are a given person.
I am.
Yeah.
I really am.
You don't hold it against her. Even though you're kind of pining for little Joe right now.
Yeah.
But maybe a little later.
There was a mourning process.
I bet there was.
Yeah.
But you're not going to hold it against her.
Do you like your fridge, Rachel? Do you have a good fridge?
Not really.
Do you need a new one?
I would love a new one. I would love a new apartment, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
What's wrong with what you got? Small?
It's not small. It's actually pretty a good size. But they just do everything so cheap, in LA, and then they charge up the ass for everything.
Oh boy! So you're not in a rent-controlled situation. You're in a. You're paying a lot for little.
Yeah, but they bought a new company bought my apartment building, so they're gutting the vacant buildings.
Okay.
Like the vacant apartments in the complex, and they've upped the prices for those, which are. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And I thought that what I was paying, was bad. But this is like, whoa. Like the prices have like doubled.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I'm hoping that they allow us to keep our rent that we have,
Yeah.
But who knows? We'll see.
She can come live here with you.
Yeah.
Right here in this room.
Just build a guest house out back.
In this office, feng shui-wise, maybe in the corner you're sitting in, I could have my own little Joe.
Yeah, you could.
You might have to come over and hang out with
No, I'm not
little
coming
Joe.
over if you have a little Joe. I'll be too mad and jealous.
Okay.
And, he just gets everything, doesn't he? I can't roll with that.
I have a music question for you.
Okay. Yes.
When you were a little girl, I know you did the whole behavioral psychology thing, B.F. Skinner and all that, but
I'm sorry, what is that? What's B.F. Skinner?
B.F. Skinner is a psychologist who had his own theory on human behavior. There's when you study psychology.
She mentioned that.
She did mention that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good.
When you were a little girl and you're singing and you're sticking your tongue out at the audience and the stage is comfortable, did you at that point say to yourself, this is my destiny, this is what I want to do? Did you know really young, I want to be on stage and be a singer?
I don't think it was more like I liked to do it. It wasn't like I knew that was what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like something that I liked to do, I guess.
But it wasn't a calling. It wasn't like you had a vision saying, if you listen to interviews of all the singers that became successful, Ariana Grande or Alicia Keys and people like that, they always say, oh yeah, I knew I wanted to do this when I was 5, that kind of thing. But you didn't have that vision for yourself.
Were you pressured to get an education first and not pursue your music? That's
Absolutely.
what I think.
Good call.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what it was.
I think this is an artist who was kept down. Nope, you do not get, because she had to get through all the schooling and all the thising and all the thatting.
Yeah.
Right.
And now it's like, fuck you, I'm exploding away from this. I'm an artist, I'm in LA, I'm rocking it at the Mint. Here's my big, beautiful, powerful, luscious voice. Eat it.
Pretty much, yeah. You nailed it. Yeah.
Cool.
You got it.
Cool.
Nailed it. Yep.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Because I wonder, I got to be honest, Rachel, the first time he played you, I'm like, I don't understand why she's not, why haven't we heard of this girl?
Right.
This woman. I don't understand. And I said, what did I ask? I think I asked, did she ever go on American Idol or something? And you didn't know, but...
I did audition for American Idol, though.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you? What happened?
It was when I moved to Minneapolis. I was 18 years old. And the whole thing was crazy. There's so many people. And you go there the day before, you get a bracelet, and then you get in line like of the day, like the day of the audition. And they cattle you into the huge stadium, and they do like all the stadium shots for the show where you're singing, like we sang a Prince song because Prince is from Minneapolis. Like as a crowd, they film us like singing
Which
the
one?
song. It wasn't Purple Rain. Was it Purple Rain? It might have been Purple Rain. I mean, that's like,
Knew a girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was 6 feet. Was it that one?
I think we're all just like, Purple Rain. They're like, hands up. Everybody's hands up. Like directing us for the shots.
Yeah.
And it was just very fake,
Yeah, totally
like,
manipulative, right?
Right.
Ryan Seacrest came up to do his spiel, like up in the bleachers with everybody, and they like removed like actual contestants that were auditioning and put models in so it looked better.
Oh, God.
They're like, all of you need to move and
It's all a bunch of
go
shit.
over
right.
here, and they put like a whole row of models
Wow.
they had hired, so it looks
Wow.
good for TV.
And you're
you know what
thinking,
I mean?
this is lame, right?
I was like, eh. And then, Ryan was like doing his thing, and like it was quiet. I was like, I love you, Ryan. And he heard me because I love you too. And he came up to me like, can I have a hug? And we hugged, and yeah. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
So that was fun.
Did you get in the room?
No, this is what happens. So then they call you down section by section, and there's like 20 of you standing in a line, and they're like, all right, you come forward. You have 30 seconds to sing. 30 seconds, that's it. And then they're like, okay, we're
no
good.
pressure.
So you come up, you sing. They're like, all right, go step back. And then, you take turns with the other people. They ended up cutting my entire row. They're like, all of you are cut. You go out the door, they snip your bracelet off, and then that's it.
God, demoralizing.
That sucks.
That really
It's
sucks.
an all-day
Harsh.
thing.
They had no idea what was right in front of
Well,
them.
fuck them. They lost,
Yeah.
They blew it.
Well,
It's all garbage anyway. And none of those
It
folks
it is. It's all
really-
fake.
Yeah.
And
You
know,
never see any, I mean,
Very rarely do they go
the
anywhere.
winners wind up doing not even Vegas, like
Right.
Reno, if even.
Yeah.
What's really sad is that they purposely pick people who are bad to get into the judges' rooms.
Yeah.
Because my brother auditioned like with his friend like a few years after this, and like they were just being silly and like saying "Build me up, buttercup," and like just being like funny. And they got to the second round.
Right.
And the friend that they were there supporting, who was actually a singer, she didn't even make it.
Yeah.
So they got to the second round because
Right.
they were silly and it's good for TV.
Right. And they need to
And-
compare someone bad to someone really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they want the bad people in with
Right.
the judges because it's good for TV. And it's sad because they're humiliating these people.
Right.
And these people are thinking that, oh, I must be really good.
Right.
And then they get to the judges and then they get humiliated. It's quite sad, actually.
And they're just
Yeah.
using you for
Yeah.
ratings.
yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to Hollywood.
American Idol's going to come after me now. They're going to be like, ah.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah.
it's the truth. I'm not the only one who's like said these things and like
Right.
noticed these things about
They'll
this.
probably come after you when you're really big and famous because they'll want you, They'll want you as a judge.
Yeah, guest judge.
Yeah, that's right.
They're like, she dissed us, never mind.
That's right.
So do you think now you're on the right path?
Yeah, I think like moving out
Because you're
here-
writing.
I'm writing. I think moving out here was the big step to everything.
Okay. And how long's it been?
And I've been here.
Yeah.
I moved here in July.
Wait a
So-
second. July of last year?
2021.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
She hasn't even been here a year yet.
Yeah. And this is all like transpired. Like everything's kind of just opened up for me.
Rachel A.O.
I've been busting my ass.
You're busting your ass. You're playing at the Mint. And people are digging it.
Yeah.
And you're writing. Okay, so have you been writing all along? Did you always write songs?
I've always written poetry.
Yeah?
Like growing up, I wrote a lot of poems because I was a sad emo kid, Because I went through a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
So I always would write poetry. I have my books and stuff from when I was a kid still, and I'll go through it sometimes. Like, wow, I was really dark back then,
What happened at that moment that you're talking about? What happened? Something happened?
I don't know. I just wrote a lot about, how I felt very misunderstood in the environment that I was in. I was very confused, as we talked about earlier. I was just very confused as to why I was being treated the way that I was treated. Contributed it to just being me, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
it felt very lonely, and I just wrote about it as a kid. Like
Yeah.
my first album that I listened to when I was in 3rd grade was Alanis Morissette's "Jagged Little Pill."
Oh, shit. That's a heavy record, man. That's
And I
gonna
knew
blow your
all the
mind.
words. I thought she was
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
3rd grade.
Wow.
And even at 3rd grade, that's pretty heavy stuff. It's
That's
pretty
heavy
adult
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
That resonated with you.
Yeah.
You understood it.
Yeah.
Wow. You know,
her anger, her pain. Like, I was feeling those feelings, and like to hear her sing about it was just like it resonated with me. You know, I was like, wow, yeah.
And I know your songs now, and you write about your pain and your anger.
Yeah.
You know, your stuff, albeit really beautiful melodies and really catchy stuff, lyrically, not very happy.
Is that true?
It's
Yeah.
so true. It's so true. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Not the happiest nail in the shed.
I mean, one of the lyrics, loves a ticking time bomb, loves a fucking game. I mean,
Has it been rough with relationships?
oh yeah. Always.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think that the universe likes to send me broken men. And because I have such like a healing spirit,
Yeah.
they're attracted to that. And
That's
so then
draining for you.
It's very draining. Yeah.
I'm not here to fix you and put you on a higher ascension path.
To
I'm
stroke
here to
your
fucking
ego.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so much work.
It is. It is a lot of work.
But it did elicit like 4 great songs.
And what did you get out of any of that?
I think like every situation that I've gone through with that, I've become stronger, like as an individual, and just I learned lessons from it, you know. And
Now, has it turned you off completely to relationships? Are you all about work?
pretty much right now, yes, I'm like open to like I'm keeping my heart open, but I'm not searching for anything. I don't chase people. I'm just
You're
know,
not on any of those apps?
I used to be on Bumble when I first moved out here. I was like a serial dater. I'm like, this is too much, you know.
Tell me, I love bad date stories. You got some bad date stories? You got a good one?
Ugh. I mean, I wouldn't say bad, but just people that weren't, you know.
Did they
for me.
ask you about you? Did dudes sit down in your, I don't know, where would you be, a bar or whatever? Where'd you go on dates? Where'd you meet up with guys?
Bars, restaurants.
Okay. So that's a meal.
beach.
That's going to be at least an hour, if not an hour and a half. So as you're sitting there getting to know the fella, is he asking anything about you or is he just talking?
I'd say 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah.
That actually is
not
surprising.
terrible.
I just think people are so unbelievable. I think narcissism is more malignant than ever in people, and it's one of the countless reasons why I tend to avoid people these days. So that's why I'm so intrigued to know how someone like you navigates those waters.
I mean, yeah, they don't really show who they are until like date 2 or 3. You know what I mean?
And then what
it's
happens?
always like the good face. You know?
Okay.
And then you start to see it, the mask chip away, and
Oh,
then you start
boy.
to see
Oh,
like,
boy.
okay, they say things and do things where you're like, red flag, red flag, red flag. You know?
Like what? Like what? Like what?
I don't really want to say because I don't want to like.
We don't know who you're talking about.
I would say like there's this one guy who was like very handsy with me the first time I met him.
Oh.
I'm like, I don't even know who you are. I don't know you.
Was he attractive?
Oh yeah, he was
But
very
handsy.
attractive and successful.
Okay.
Very
and that's
handsy.
an aphrodisiac. But once the hands are...
Like he like grabbed my hand and like kissed my hand like when I was like leaving, and I'm just like I don't really know you
Dudes
that
are so
well. I
dumb.
literally
Right. They're
just
just
met
dumb.
you for coffee.
Not to mention the fact that I can only assume, besides maybe this one guy was good looking, but you see a picture and then you see him in person and they're nothing like the picture. You know,
Yeah,
so that's
I've
really
had that happen,
disappointing.
too.
I've had that before
Oh, I'm
too.
sure.
Or they
I'm
use
sure.
younger photos,
Of course.
and then you meet them and they don't look like that at all.
Right.
Like
They're
time
bald
has
They
and
look
passed.
like me.
It's like
Whoa!
oh, don't say that about yourself.
Hey, I know the truth.
All right. Well, maybe she's meeting little Joe for the first time, you know.
Let me tell you something, honey. With that voice and that third eye and that forehead of yours, your insights, we might be going places.
Maybe she needs to meet him.
I'm going to sit back and just be in awe of you. Morning, noon, and night. It ain't about me, honey. I'll be making the money. I'll be doing what I got to do. I'm just going to watch you as an artist grow, blossom, change, affect people.
Whoa, little
Wow.
Joe.
Little Joe,
I'm
wow.
I'm loving little Joe.
Isn't he
Me
great?
too.
I think you need a little Joe in your life.
I think I do.
Yeah.
She starts dating a fridge with my voice in it.
Hey, if the fridge is full of wine and charcuterie, I
keep
think
it-
she
yeah.
would love to date that fridge.
Keep it stocked with the rosé and the cheese, and
I-
we're
I
good,
think you're down
you know?
with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
Okay. Are you an actress as well?
Yes,
Good.
I am.
Let's make that short, where you start dating a fridge and I do the voice of it.
Oh my God.
Because I make shorts and.
Can we just call it Rachel and Little Joe?
Rachel and Little Joe?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. I would love to do that.
All right, let's do a scene. You've just performed at the Mint. It's 11 o'clock at night. You're tired. You come home. You open Little Joe. And action. You have an inner monologue going about you're hungry, you need nourishment.
Man, it's been such a long fucking night. No one showed up to my show. I just want to get home, have a glass of wine with my boo. Little Joe,
Hey,
I'm home.
how you doing, baby?
Hey.
It's so good to see you. How was the show?
I don't want to talk about it. Just give me the cheese.
We don't have to talk about it. I got some horseradish cheese here
Yes,
for you. Have you
yes.
had horseradish cheese?
I have.
I'm going to slice it real thin.
Real thin.
And you're going to put it right on your tongue. And it's going to
Yeah.
dissolve in your mouth.
Yes.
Then I'm going to give you a little Sauvignon Blanc. And
Yes.
we're going to work our way slowly to a very subtle red. Nice and easy.
Please do.
Nice
Yes.
and easy. Now listen, I got some nuts over here. They're not refrigerated. And I got some dried fruit. It's not in a baggie. I put it in a little ceramic.
Put it in your fridge. Put it in your fridge, please. I want to feel your cold.
This is amazing. Okay, I'm completely in love.
We basically we have to film this.
We have to make
Oh my God.
You see how she just jumped in?
Well, she's an actress. This is what she does.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me she was an actress. I had to ask her.
That's fine. That's why
You
we're
just
doing
said
this.
she was a singer.
I'm not going to tell you everything about her before we do the show.
She's an all-around.
She is.
She's an artist. She's.
I know. How lucky am I? I met her on Craigslist of all
I don't-
places.
I don't understand.
I'm a lucky guy. I tell you that.
Listen, I want you to suck him dry. Use him. Suck him until he's just a shriveled up.
Actually, we're kind of getting there.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Just suck the fucking life
I
out of
will.
him. Own his ass. Just whip him.
Great.
Yeah.
As long as I make a lot of money, it's okay.
Subdue him. Yeah. that's
He's
great.
in it. He's not going anywhere.
No, the drums sound really good. So who else you got? You got him.
Yep.
You got a guitarist.
Yes, he's newer.
Okay. Do we like him?
Yes, I like him a lot. He's really cool. I actually met him at a show, one of my first shows here. And he's a club promoter, well, kind of. He does events at a club called the Paper Tiger. And he came up to me after my set and was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so amazing, blah, blah, blah." We just talked. We hit it off there. And then he messaged me on Instagram and was like, "Do you need a guitar player? I'd love to audition for your band." And he came in and auditioned. He played my newest song that's out called Perfect. And I cried because
You did?
he played it so beautifully. And I was so moved by his performance that I'm like, yeah, I have to have this guy in my band, you know. He's
Wow.
just such a kind person, like kind soul. So I'm really lucky to have him.
Oh, that's great. All right, so we got him. And then who else do we have?
We have the keyboard player. Met him on Instagram. I had posted a post of me singing, and then he like messaged me and was like, "Wow, you have such an incredible voice. Your voice deserves to be heard."
Yeah.
I'm a piano player. If you ever want to collaborate, I'm up for it. And yeah, I just asked him, I said, "Would you want to do gigs around LA? Are you interested in gigging?" And he said yes. And it started off with just me and him.
Yeah.
And then I started doing auditions, like with
Oh.
going through, you know, the Craigslist people and trying to find the rest of the pieces. And Lorenzo came about, and I was like, "Yay! I really like Lorenzo." And then we
So
had
you're in a leadership position.
I'm the band leader. Yes.
Yeah.
The bass player was also a Craigslist find. I went through like 4 bass players until I found the bass player we have now. So, yeah, it's been quite the process. Like before I met Lorenzo, I was like renting out studios and like just having these guys, random people from Craigslist, meet me at the studio,
Yeah.
run through my songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So you were thorough. Who is clanging plates? Is Naomi here?
No, I think they're actually building a pool next door,
Oh.
and there's construction
It
next
sounds
door.
like someone is clanging, smashing,
Yeah, they're-
loading
Yeah.
plastic plates
Well,
relentlessly.
They're building something next door, so hopefully.
I mean, Rachel is trying to explain to us
I know.
how she's putting something together.
I can't
And
control
all
my
I
neighbors.
hear is clickety clank clonk clunk clack.
Well, we're recording.
Hush.
yeah, it does.
You
sound
need
like
to go over
plates,
there
doesn't
and punch him in the face.
Yes, I will confront my neighbors when we're done recording.
Ruin that whole relationship.
That's right. Yeah. and
Right
yeah. The thing is, though, you two can go home. I have to live here. So
it? Wow. And then one of us can go yell at them, I guess, right?
Yeah.
No.
Wow. So I think it's all working out.
It is. It's all coming together. We
Does
started
it
doing
inspire
shows.
you to write more and
Yeah, I mean, I love presenting new songs to the band. I get sick of songs that I write. There's one in particular that I'm just tired of performing, singing, thinking about. So it's nice to like keep writing to bring like new material into for the guys to learn. So
Have you ever done this? I'm very curious. So there's been a few instances where I've written lyrics and people have, made songs out of them. And some of them were all right. A lot of them were shit. But one of the ways I learned how to do that is, let's say I love a Depeche Mode song. I would take the lyrics and just rewrite the lyrics, but it would still be structured as a Depeche Mode song or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
You take basically their idea, put your own lyrics
Yeah.
on it, the timbre and the rhythm
Yeah.
and everything, and just call it your own.
Yeah. Have you ever done that before?
no, I've never done that before.
Yeah. Because what if you took like one of the Alana songs and just rewrote it with your lyrics so it worked out, like even as an experiment, what would happen?
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be her. I do have to say that me personally, I have formed many bands, and when you form a band, everyone looks to you as the leader, and it's a lot of work, it's a lot of responsibility. You got to communicate, you got to make sure everything is on board, and everyone looks to you to get
Yeah,
everything
you've been
going.
in a lot of bands.
A lot of bands, and I've fronted
And you've
led
had to lead.
all the time.
You lead. Isn't it nice to have her lead?
It is, but what I was going to say is I know the shoes that she's in, and it isn't easy. And I know you've never done this before, and you're doing a great job, but it is a lot of work. And it's a lot of communication, and you can't control people, and your bass player gets COVID, and he can't come to the gig. So now you don't want to cancel the gig, but you've got no bass player, but it's all up to you, and all eyes are on you. So it's a lot. Rachel's doing a great job. It's an ever learning process because
Right.
there's no school you go to learn how to front a band. You just you jump in the water not knowing how to swim, and you got to learn how to swim. So my hat's off to you, and just like what you said, she is the boss, and we're all looking to her to make the decisions, and you're doing a great job. How do you like, for your first time, being the leader of this band?
I like it. Like I'm a born leader anyway.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Born
I'm a
leader, you
Leo.
hear that?
I'm a Leo.
I'm a Leo too. What's your birthday?
August 4th.
I'm August 8th.
Really? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, Leo, born leader. I like being in control and being in charge. At first, yeah, it was very stressful because I didn't know you guys.
Right.
But now that I'm getting to know you and you're getting to know how I operate and work, I feel like it's a lot easier. You know,
Right.
we're becoming a family.
A little bit. Yeah, it's cool. It just takes
family.
time. Takes time. It takes playing together. It takes gigging together. Gigging is really important to solidify a band, and we're starting to do that. We've had 3 now.
Yeah,
And more's
3.
coming.
3
And,
already. No, 2. No.
We've had 3. I did the first one
Hollywood,
with you, and
North End,
End,
Hollywood,
and Mint, and Los Globos.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's
Yeah.
people. Audiences are loving her.
So Rachel, how much of a balance? You got the band. You got home. Do you have a job, like another job?
I have a day job.
Day job.
Yep.
Do we get to talk about that? What do
yeah.
you have to do?
So I work as a special ed paraprofessional.
Oh God, I knew it was going to be in special ed. So you're dealing with that all day.
Well, it's not really like I'm more of an administrative kind of person where I go in. I have 125 students or so
Oh, good
that
grief.
I track.
Yeah.
And if they're going off track and they're failing, then I send out an email to the teacher and to the case manager. And that's pretty much.
But it's
what
still
I
a
do.
lot of surveying.
It
Like
is a
you're-
little bit. Like
yeah.
I'll check in the mornings. I'll wake up, check. And if I have to send out the email, I'll send out the email.
So how many hours a week is that?
It's 30 hours a week.
30
But I'm
hours.
usually. I hate
You
to,
working
like, say it.
remotely?
Remotely.
Yeah.
So like if I have my phone, I'm good. You know,
Yeah.
I could be sitting right now and like working. You know,
Do you have a
But,
kitty cat or a puppy at home?
I have a dog.
You
Yes.
do?
Yes, a little Yorkie named Lily.
I had a pug named Lily.
Aw, and we're both Leos. And August 4th, August 8th. Oh my gosh.
Hello. No, that's amazing. So okay, so this is great. So you've really got a nice balance going on.
Yeah.
You don't have to sweat money. You got a job.
Mm-hmm.
You're working in special ed, so you're helping out, the kids that need it most. You got the puppy. She's got your back, Lily, right?
Yep.
You take her for big walks?
Take her for walks. I take her to the beach. I go to Playa del Rey a lot.
She goes to Playa. You hear this?
I do hear this.
I go there all the time.
He doesn't understand.
She dances under the moonlight.
I do. I dance under the moonlight for the full moon.
He doesn't appreciate domesticated animals. He doesn't have any appreciation.
That is 100% not true.
I actually asked him
I
if I
love
could bring
animals.
Lily here. I'm like, can I bring Lily here
No.
sometime? He's like,
Yeah.
I'm
Isn't
not
that
saying,
weird?
Well, I wouldn't bring
Calling
my
you
dog
out.
into someone else's house.
Why?
I love animals because
your animal would be more than welcome at my house.
Same with mine.
Really?
Unbelievably
Yeah.
so.
what if I bring my wife? Same thing.
Same thing. I mean,
She's an animal.
that's not the same thing.
It's not the same
No,
thing.
it's
I don't own a pet. I am petless. I love
We're not talking
animals.
about humans. We're talking about something greater than a
Furry
human.
creatures.
Furry
I
creature.
will
I
love
just
you.
don't- I grew up
forever.
with dogs. I don't have one now, but I had dogs and cats and fish, actually, many, many years. I love them. I just don't have them in my house now.
All right, we're done with this conversation. Hey, I want to hear. Do we get to play one of her songs?
Well, what I'm going to do,
Please play perfect.
I will say that
Unmastered.
Rachel just dropped a song a few weeks ago, including a video with the song. The song is called Perfect. It is one of the songs that I heard that made me want to send her tracks of my drumming to hook up with her, to be considered for her band. And it's an excellent song, and people love it live. And at the end of this whole broadcast, I'm going to put the song on, and people can go to YouTube and type in Rachel A.O. and see the new video. And it's a great song. And it's called Perfect, written after a guy. You can expand.
Oh,
This is one of the
it's
songs.
a relationship song.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is. A lot of my songs are relationship based.
Okay, so what happened?
I met this guy over the pandemic, and I met him at a virtual birthday party.
Oh
Actu-
no, really? Like a Zoomy type thing?
Yes. Yeah. And we actually hit it off. Like, we were the last two in the Zoom.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Stayed up till 4 a.m. talking.
Oh,
like,
wow.
clicked right away.
Oh boy.
And it was long distance. I don't want to say too much. But yeah, long distance, but we kept in touch, and then we ended up meeting up, and didn't really work out when we met up. A lot of things went down, and then ended up meeting up again. I traveled to him, and I don't know if I can talk about these things on your show.
No one listens to this show. Go
Well,
ahead.
we had a shroom trip together, and
And how'd that go?
it was awesome.
Okay.
And
I'll send you home with a sativa gummy if you'd like.
Oh yes, please do.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Awesome. And it just kind of it opened up, I don't know, just really we bonded, we got really close, and then I went back to Michigan. He stayed where he was, and it kind of just all fell apart. And there was some, betrayal and all that.
Oh.
And it
Your
was
heart
sad.
didn't get smashed, did it?
Oh yeah, my heart got
Oh,
murdered. My
Rachel.
heart was slaughtered.
Oh, Rachel.
And
sorry.
yeah, we would.
You
be
strike
back.
me as an empath.
I
you
am.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're eating a lot.
She's still recovering. But again, it elicited great songs.
Yeah.
And actually, the dude just literally came to our
He's
gig
still
last
here.
Wednesday.
We're actually going to go to lunch after this.
Oh, really?
I met him. He's here in
Yes,
LA.
he
Oh,
came here
shit.
for my
Yeah.
show. The thing is with us is it was back and forth. We'd reappear in each other's lives. We realized we weren't ready to be together, to have a relationship, because we both had healing to do. So we'd separate. Then we come back together. Not ready. Separate. Come back together. Now we're back together here in California. He's planning on moving here. He's an actor. He just had a meeting with a casting place, so he wants to move out here. And we're trying to work it out and just try to see where it goes. These past few days have been interesting with him because it's been a lot of healing, long talks. We were up till 5 a.m. one day just talking about everything. And he's still here. And we're just still trying to figure everything out.
So there could be some hope, a little bit.
Could be.
You say your heart got smashed, but you're still talking to the guy, so there might be
Yeah.
something.
I mean, that's what the song is really about. It's about I'm not perfect, neither are you, and I know we've got a lot of learning to do.
Oh, that's very mature.
So it's kind
Yeah.
of realizing that we're not perfect, that we have things that we need to do, healing we need to do within ourselves, healing we need to do together, and it's about unconditional love and forgiveness, basically.
Yeah. And I want to hear this song again.
It's a great song. I'm expecting 3 more because of this after lunch.
Well, I hope it works out.
We'll see.
We'll
And
see.
if it doesn't, then, it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
At least we
I think
tried,
you'll be fine.
Right. Just take care of yourself. That's the main thing. In life, any relationship, this guy, the next guy,
Yeah.
whatever, just take care of yourself.
Hey,
That's all you
Rachel,
can do.
you're precious cargo now, and the problem is your obligation is now to entertain people and move them. So that kind of has to come first for a little while.
Yeah, you got to focus on your art and
Yeah.
focus
So
on
that's
you.
going to make it easier when it may or may not go the way.
Right.
Exactly.
In my opinion, I mean, I'm not just saying this because I'm in her band. She's a future star. If she can get some luck, get some marketing, if someone in the business can see her, she's an absolutely future star, period.
I got to tell you, from the moment you played her, I was like, this ain't just some hack.
No,
This is
She's not a
This
hack.
is a very gifted.
Yeah.
Because the problem with singing, I think, especially modern, I don't really know much modern stuff, but the emotion is never there, and your stuff, like, I hear the emotion in your voice.
right.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah, thank you.
I think that's going to radiate out.
And even though she left the church, the spirituality
No,
and the feeling,
that's a good thing.
It's still in her.
Yeah,
It's still
It'll
in her.
always be a part of it.
Yeah.
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 Also, one thing that you don't know about Max's secret desire is to be a lead singer of a band. And we did a show where he was a lead singer.
Yeah, I got it out of my system.
He did.
Nice.
We did an REM cover show at Molly Malone's.
Oh.
Packed, totally packed, where he played Michael Stipe, the lead singer of REM.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we did this show where he got to be the lead singer, and it was great.
That's awesome.
It was good.
It was good.
Molly Malone's. I just passed it the other day.
Yeah.
I was driving around. I'm like, whoa, it's really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you never been inside there?
Never been inside.
Yeah.
The outside looks legit. Like it actually looks...
You guys have a gig coming up there.
Yes.
See, here's the problem. I really like you. Now I have to leave my house and come see you, and I resent you for that. Can't you just do it on...
do a stream.
Live stream.
I got to follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, Max hates leaving his house. So.
Hey, I don't blame you. I don't like leaving either some days. I
No,
really don't.
no.
No, I really
Well, it doesn't help that I hate to say it, but I've kind of like been there, done that, and it's never electrifying anymore to go out. It's only stressful.
Did
But
you
I'll do it.
Did you feel that, like, when the pandemic hit and we were all in lockdown? I honestly enjoyed it.
A gift from the heavens.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great.
This is magnificent.
Absolutely wonderful.
Less people, no desire to see people, no obligation to see people.
Yeah, and I lost my job, and so I was getting paid by the government. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is great.
I get paid for doing nothing. I don't have to see anybody.
I get paid to watch Star
Yeah.
Wars, like, from start to finish.
Very
Like,
nice.
I developed a very, very, very strong and lasting relationship with my hummingbirds.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
That's like one of the best gifts that came out of lockdown for me. So yeah, I was fully adept, fully ready. I'm already the provider, so I'm like, as far as doing all the shopping and cooking and everything, so I was already doing that anyway. I was just doing it with a mask on. I was fine with it.
Yeah.
Fine with it.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even come to my house either. I mean, you wouldn't go to anybody's
Well,
house.
you were a filthy animal with COVID.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were. You had people in and out of here like crazy. No, you enjoy the rest of that. That's for you.
Just try to take care.
Well, we took a 2-year break on this podcast because of it, but we're back, which
Yes.
is really great. Life goes on.
Well, yeah, if you got Rachel around, it's a reason to
Well, it's why
spend
I
$50 to drive here.
It's why I
I filled
asked-
my tank this morning. It was
Did
like
you really?
$65.
I know.
ridiculous.
That was me the other day. I filled it up. It was like
I'm like, what the
56.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, oh
yeah,
my
me
God.
too, actually.
That's why another reason why I don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather.
It's
yeah.
really expensive, especially in LA.
Well, the
Yeah.
world needs your voice, Rachel. They need your music. You need to keep writing. You need to keep performing. And then I am so excited to follow you on Insta. I love Insta.
Yay.
That's, for me, that's where like I put up, I saw something I love. You got to check it out. I make videos and da-da. And I look at it as when I die, that's because I left Facebook. Facebook is a rotten, awful place.
I hate Facebook.
Instagram, it's a wall of my life. And it's like, when I die, this is the guy, this is who he was. It's all right here. If I had to use any platform. And I never see that fucker Trump's face once in my feed. Not once do I ever see it. Saw it, and mostly it was my annoying liberal friends. And I'm a liberal guy. But they would be posting that dude. That's all I would see in my feed. And that's
Yeah.
the main reason why I had to leave. I don't know if you're a Trump fan, but
No. Absolutely not.
yeah, but he was an abomination, and he destroyed our country, and I will not have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree with you. 100%.
I'm gonna make a little
100%.
video.
All right.
I'm going to ask her a question. Make sure the hat's working. Huh? What, are you kidding me? Guys Day In podcast with Cousin Lorenzo. We're sitting here with the lovely, talented Rachel A.O. She sings, she writes, she acts. We learned that she acted. I have a question for her. Rachel,
Yes.
is all hope for humanity lost?
Is all hope for humanity lost? Absolutely not. No, I don't believe that.
She just changed my thinking. I'm gonna put in a little zing.
Right.
You just lit up when you said that.
I really don't
You're
think
giving
it
me
is.
hope.
I mean, it's not.
You don't like people though.
I don't like people, but
We didn't get that.
That's the bottom line. I've known her for 3 months. Besides the music, she hates people. There you go.
I mean,
If she could be in a band with mannequins, she's down with that. You know.
No. They're good. There are good people out there. That's why I don't feel like all is lost, because there are people out there who, get it, who are woke to what's really going on.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, we just have to find those people and keep those people empowered, because there is a lot of darkness, especially here in LA. And you just have to know your people and keep your head out of all the dark shit,
And keep the good people in you. We all have our little bubbles that we live in. So you got to keep the good people in your own little bubble to
Yeah.
make your little life, happy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I love you guys in my band.
And we love you too.
You're
You
like
know,
my family.
It's it's really cool that's the way it worked out. That's what I was hoping for when I answered your ad.
And that's what I like. I was very picky about who I picked,
Right.
because I had to not only find musicians who were talented and knew what they were doing, but I also was very adamant on picking people who were kind and genuine, like just good souls, And I had musicians who were great musicians, but their attitudes and their soul and their ego, I'm like, no.
You got to hang
You're
with
not
them.
going to mesh with who I am and what my values are. So I had to let them go,
And not if, but when we go on tour and we conquer the world, you want to be with people that you want to be with.
Yes.
You got to be able to hang with people every single day. Because if you go on tour, you're gigging almost every day, and you're on the bus and you're
Tour?
When
With-
you go on tour.
What the hell was
When you
that?
go on tour.
When you go on tour.
when you go on tour.
I think it's just tour.
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 3 or 4. Tour.
Listen, as long as the muscle shirts
It's
don't
all-
bother Rachel.
I'm a drummer. You could watch any band, and everyone maybe who has wearing suits. You look at the drummer. The drummer's wearing a tank top. I guarantee
Honestly,
it.
I'm probably going to buy you a tank top with my logo on it.
There you go.
That's sweet.
I want a tank top.
I want a
I'm a
shirt.
drummer. I'm not
I'm
going to
gonna
be
I'm gonna
ashamed
go
of
to
it.
your merch site.
You want a shirt?
There you go. She
I
has
need
shirts,
to-
and she also has a hoodie,
She
too.
probably doesn't make a extra large though.
I don't know.
I will.
Did you?
No, I didn't. I made
okay.
small,
It's not all skinny people who love you, Rachel.
I
Don't be
made
an
small,
asshole.
medium, and large, but I will
True.
get extra. I'll
Even the
order extra
Zoftic
large.
people of the world do
Yeah,
love you.
Rachel.
You got to make a bigger size.
Jeez.
I didn't think they were going to sell. I sold like 5
And you got to
shirts.
make a woman's
Yeah.
style,
Yeah, I
too.
do.
Yeah, you ain't giving me one either. I'm buying it.
Good. You should.
I need to make a shop and all that, but I will.
Yes, you
yeah,
will.
you're gonna do it all.
Everybody listening, go check out Rachel A.O. on all of the social media, YouTube to see the video. I'm going to post a song, her new single called Perfect. This has been great. You've been a great guest.
Thank you for having me.
Final thoughts. Rachel,
Final thoughts.
anything to end this wonderful interview with?
I would say to the world,
I'm listening.
it's tough out there, but just remember that you are here for a reason, and everyone here is unique in their own individuality. And I know that there's a lot of things out there that try to conform people to be in a bubble, to be the same, but I would say to everyone listening, don't forget who you are. Remember who you are, and just live your life to the fullest, and keep loving people, keep loving yourself, and keep spreading love and light into the world, because that's what we need most right now.
Excellent. That's great. Max?
I'm looking for her on Instagram, and I see one Rachel AO, and there's no avatar. So where is it?
If you put in Rachel AO music, maybe.
Oh!
You find me?
Damn! 3,622 followers. You chicks. That's what I have to say. I'm too busy looking at her Instagram.
All right. Everybody, basically just stay safe and be healthy. Enjoy your life. Pandemic is going to be over in the future. Everything's getting better.
Don't listen to anything.
It's true. It's true. I'm not going to be a negative person. Actually, life is getting better. Be creative and just enjoy your life on this planet. Max and Rachel, thank you very much. Everybody, thanks for listening. See you later.
My God, I love your afro. Look at this. That is classic.
Oh, thank you.
She has the great fro. She really does.
That is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Look at you.
We've got a love that is bigger than us. Sometimes we fight because it can be too much. Separation gets hard. We are two flames apart. It is heavy on our hearts. I just wanna hold you. No, I don't wanna lose you. No, I'm not perfect, and neither are you. And I know we've got a lot of learning to do. The truth will always set us free. We've gotta fight for what we got. It's just you and me. No, I'm not perfect, but I know that you're perfect for me. Perfect for me. I know you want this, but you won't admit it to me. Hurt from your past makes you doubt everything. When I'm not talking to you, I know you miss me too. The silence is so maddening. I just wanna hold you. No, I don't wanna lose you. No, I'm not perfect, and neither are you. And I know we've got a lot of learning to do. The truth will always set us free. We've gotta fight for what we got. It's just you and me. No, I'm not perfect, but I know that you're perfect for me. Perfect for me.
but you're perfect for me. Perfect for me. Perfect for me. Perfect for